Okay. Good morning. I am Mira. I'm I see more people are coming in now. I just started recording. If you want mm, your name to not show up, change your name in the participants area. If you don't want to show up in video, you can be off camera. Okay. So nice. Welcome everybody. I am Marlu. My spiritual name is Mira, and I am a priestess, and I bring in Munay-Ki to people for free. Munay-Ki is what you're going to be learning about today, but I have a special guest today that needs to go, and before I begin, I'd like to introduce her. She is one of my graduates from the shamanic practices class that I have. She took the Munay-Ki and she is here to give you testimony of how Munay-Ki has changed her life. And welcome everyone, Raylene from Montana.
Thank you. Yes, we're up here, Montana, hosting a retreat of 17. So thanks for fitting me in before breakfast this morning. Um, I did not know Munay-Ki and how I had discovered this beautiful, beautiful shamanic practice and gift. I kept waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and not like most of us able to go back to sleep. Do I read? Do I death scroll on my phone? And I was just trying to work through detaching and getting back to sleep, and I turned YouTube on like we most do, and a lot of times I feel like spirit sends me something the very first thing to read, and sure enough there was Lumira talking about Munay-Ki and these beautiful rites and these healing tools. And I believe it must have been one of your introductory on the YouTube, but I didn't know how to find her. I Googled and finally found this beautiful program, and she had given me some of the vernacular, and I looked it up, and sisters and brothers, it's exactly what I had been seeking. I had taken other classes, QHHT and Reiki, and I love those modalities, but my inner knowing just there were lots of other pieces missing. So I started the beautiful class. I'm here in Montana. It's quite isolated, and it was just such a joy to join the class, and every month just get these new rights, and then get a couple weeks that I was able to use them and share them and fill into them. And prior to this, a lot of things had come into my space that I wasn't sure why they had showed up. A rattle, a big grandmother drum. Um, some people had passed through and asked if they could build a medicine wheel, and I just was honoring them. But little did I know that they were helping me build um, part of what my life was going to be. And so I used to just facilitate and cook for retreats, and now I am so honored to be able to be Munay-Ki and to teach of these beautiful sacred rites, and to sit and witness the people that come here, and be able to pull something out of my toolbox to really just help them move forward, get unstuck, and remember who they are. And I love Lumera and all the beautiful things that you gave us so we could learn in our own special way. That there wasn't a single thing that I didn't absolutely love and embrace and just get excited for. So thank you, Lumira. Let me be your helper now. I want to pay it forward and give back to you, sweet sister. Oh, you get a sunrise there in Montana.
Oh, look at that. How beautiful. Thank you for jumping in, and we honor you for doing so. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh,
Much gratitude.
I love you. I will put you on silent and listen to you while I cook eggs.
Okay.
I love you.
Bye. Love you too. So Raylene finished the Shamanic Tools and Practices course that also brings Munay-Ki in the course. So she didn't just do Munay-Ki. Okay. So let me put that out there. So you're not going to be learning tools and practices of the shamanic practices, because this is only Munay-Ki that I'm going to begin in 2 weeks with rite number 1, which is the healer's rite. And we're going to be doing our Munay-Ki rite. The first one takes 2 weeks for the body to center all the energies in. The second one takes 3 weeks, and the third one takes 2 weeks, and then after that, it's every week. And it's 9 rites, and the 10th one is a given rite for women and men to remove any discomfort and pain from their womb. And that is completely optional because it's not part of the 9 rites of Munay-Ki, but I am also gifted to be able to give that to you. So it is the womb rite. We call it the 10th rite, and I'm going to give it at the end. And I know Abby knows about it because she experienced it in person. So it is a beautiful womb rite, and I'm going to give that to you. So with that said, before I begin, does anybody have any questions you want me to answer throughout this little webinar? Any questions you can put it in the chat at any time, and I'll ask, if you don't mind, Regina, since you have the video on, so I'm going to pick on you. If you can, could you be the volunteer to stop me and tell me if somebody has written something in the chat and read it out to me? Yeah? Okay. Thank you. That helps because I'm a solo practitioner here, and sometimes
Sure.
we need a second person.
Happy to help. Happy to help.
Thank,
And I
thank you
was
so much.
curious from Raylyn where she was in Montana. Not important. I was just curious.
Raylene, if you get an opportunity, just put it in the chat or just come up and tell us. We're in Montana. She's a beautiful retreat. It's all like southwestern style with native tapestry, and it's just all wood. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place. I plan to go. I want to do that with my next class. That when we finish the shamanic practices, I'm gonna want to do that with my next class and go to her place because it's so
It's really
beautiful.
special there. Yeah. I
It
lived
is
in Bozeman. It was beautiful. Really beautiful place.
nice. Right, so I'm gonna share my screen and let me see if I see it. Okay, this is my Zoom. That's not what I want. Okay. I'm going to show you the entire slideshow, but it helps me to stay on track. Who I am, for those of you who don't know me, I'm a past life regressionist, I'm a palm reader, and I'm a shamanic Munay-Ki practitioner. That means that I can give to you these rights, and I'm certified to do so. I also can teach how to do soul retrievals, how to help people to heal their inner child. I used to have a school called Life of Soul Coaching Schools. And in this school, I taught people how to become life coaches and spiritual life coaches. At the time, I was also doing holistic health, which I no longer do. I am geared only to spirituality at this time in my life. But I do have a life coach class that I give. It's like 8 weeks, and it's all the foundations of life coaching. And I have a spiritual life coaching course that's like 6 months. But I still do it. I love it. So that's a little bit about me. And what I want you to learn today is who brought Munay-Ki to North America to understand with the Quero people, which is where Munay-Ki comes from, how they believe that we can access anything throughout time and space, and their rights help us to be able to move to other realms and to our energy shifts to a much higher vibration. I want you to understand what the 9 initiation rites are, and then of course the 10th rite. Simply let experience take place very freely so that your open heart is suffused with the tenderness of true compassion by Rinpoche. What that means is open your heart, allow compassion in, allow love in, and you're going to be able to not just hear what Munay-Ki is about, but you're going to be able to feel it in your heart, how it can move you and move your life. A lot of people ask, what is a shamanic ceremony? Well, all it is really in Munay-Ki, we don't use a shamanic ceremony per se, but we do open the ceremony in sacred space, and we close it in sacred. We close the sacred space at the end, and we do so with specific energies that we bring forth to protect our circle. So with sacred space just means it's safety, and it prevents distractions from other energies that are around, maybe neighbors or animals that live with us, people who live with us. It just focuses our energy. And it also, because it's sacred space, this sacred space, this energy that surrounds us when we're doing anything, any rituals, like in Munay-Ki, we are protected from any other energy trying to get in or trying to like mess with us. So we are just, it's all love and all light, and nothing can get in. And I do that in the beginning. I also teach you how to open your own personal space so that you can be protected in entirety, in your entirety, with your own protection. And so we do both sacred space and personal space before we begin any rite. So these rites are going to help us to heal, and they're also going to help us transform our lives because of the healing power that they have. It comes from the Q'ero people of the Andes Mountains in Peru. So Munay-Ki was passed down from generation to generation from the Incas, and the descendants of the Incas, when the Incas were conquered by the Spanish, a portion of them, a part of them, with their shaman, moved up to the 15,000 feet up on a mountain, and they stayed up there for 500 years. So they maintained all their traditions, and generation by generation, these rites helped their people to continue believing in a better world, and these people were able to bring that information to us. The Q'ero people in the Andes, in the Andes Mountains in Peru, have a very particular culture because of 500 years of separation. And their healing comes from this Munay-Ki. So Munay means love. I love you. So I am Munay. I am love. It's a Quechua word, and the word has become more and more a part of my life, where I am Munay. And of course, you know that Ki just refers to the living force of the universe, the loving and living force of the universe, or the Chi. So Munay-Ki just really means it's the energy of love. So this man, Dr. Villoldo, he went and spent 25 years in the Amazon and then in the Andes to get, and in the 25 years total, learning shamanic practices. And in the Andes, he met with the Quechua people, and he was given permission to bring the 9 rites to the Western world. He was the first person given this permission. And anyone who takes his courses, and anyone like me who is certified that can give these courses, can give these 9 rites. It is from an Inca nation. So it is a very, very ancestral wisdom. It's a rite, a rite of passage per se, an initiation for a new body, a new energy in your being. It's an invitation to dream an entire new world into being because, Alberto says, because this the Munay-Ki will help you to understand the world with different eyes and different perspective. And so you're able to then see that the world can be united and that there is love and there is kindness and compassion. And you start to become invited to see the world in different ways. The roots of Munay-Ki come from the Q'ero priests and practitioners, and it is the Q'ero people who are the closest that we know of that can bring us the information about the Incan medicine practice. Before we start, you need to have basic. You don't need to, but it would be great if you have the knowledge of the 7 primary chakras, because on the third rite and the second rite, and there's another rite, we work with the chakras in a different way. We call it differently, but you need to understand where they are and what they do. And if you don't, please reach out to me. I would recommend that you understand that all living things have energy, and even things that are not living can have energy, because living people, living animals bring that energy to these things. And I would recommend that you start practicing truth testing. So truth testing is if you've never done it, it's basically using your intuition to really ask the universe and yourself whether something is right for you or wrong for you at this given time. For example, somebody comes to you and says, hey, I'd like to give you a foot rub. Would that be okay? And then you just check in with yourself. Does that feel right for me? Okay, the cat's in the way. um, so it's about asking your body and asking truth. You can say, truth, is this person telling me authentically the truth? Or you can ask truth. You can ask your truth in your sacred being, in your higher self. Truth, is this a class that I can give today? Is this a class that is ready to be heard? Is this am I ready to be the guide for so and so? Truth will tell you whether you're ready or not, or whether you can take the right or the left. And your body will tell you. For example, in truth testing, you can say, body, is this headache even mine? And you'll feel, no, it's not. And then you can say, body or mind, you can say, body, how do I remove this headache that is not mine? And an answer will come to you. So if you can start doing this practices, it'll help you to understand Munay-Ki and bring it into your life. Not that it's necessary, it isn't mandatory, but these are things that can help you in your life, and it will help you with Munay-Ki. And I'm here to help you if you need me. These are initiations. There are 9 rites, and they've been practiced for millennia by all peoples, many people, many Indian tribes, many indigenous people. But the Incas have it down to 9 rites, and they're specific. In the Amazon, they're using it as well. So what are they? The 9 initiations of the Incan tradition bring you, the student, into balance, into harmony. And we call that Aini, which is to be in the right relationship of everything around you, not just the people, but the energies that make your world. So bringing you to Aini, and then encourages you to have the attributes that the Incan call the main attributes: wisdom, love, and service. And they also serve to inform your luminous energy field, our energy field around us. It informs the energy field that you're ready to move forward to the next level. So your field of energy starts to vibrate at a higher way with these 9 Munay-Ki rites. What do you expect to happen in these rites? Ancient knowledge is going to be downloaded into your energy field. We're going to open your third eye. We are going to make you a seer if you are ready. We are going to bring the wisdom keepers of old to your space, and the earth keepers. The wisdom keepers are the ones that bring the history on the all the um ancient wisdom that goes from generation to generation, and it starts to come through, downloaded into you. And the earth keepers come forward as well, spiritual beings who love the earth and want you to understand the earth and be their friend, be an ally to our planet. And so all of this aids you into your spiritual progression. It is an upgrade of our evolution. And we start to become more homoluminous. There is a prophecy of the ancient Americas that speak about a period of great transformation and foretell of a new human appearing on the planet. Persons of wisdom, persons of power, who live free of fear and abide in their eternal nature, homoluminous. And this is what Munay-Ki is bringing to you, so you can help the planet and yourself to bring this prophecy in. It is a rite of passage in the Western world. And like any rite of passage, we're going to be bringing in our ancestors routinely. We're going to bring in the benevolent ancestors. And you're going to start to feel more connected to those people who have an open heart. And you're going to start to feel more of a brotherhood or sisterhood. It's an experience that brings in your tribe. So all of these things happen with Munay-Ki. The first 4, the healer's rite, the bags of power, harmony rite, and seer's rite, are called the foundation rites. They're a lineage. The healer's rite is also a lineage rite because foundation rites are these 4, but there's also a lineage rite, which is the wisdom keepers, day keepers, and earth keepers rites. And they're called lineage, the next 3, because they bring in the spiritual energy of people that came before us that were the wisdom keepers and the earth keepers. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about them. The first rite is the healer's rite, which I'm going to be giving in 2 weeks for free, right here in Zoom, through the classroom in my Cosmic Connections in school. The healer's rite is called the Hampi Blessing, and it comes from the Quero people, and it gives you the attributes of a healer. It activates your ability so that you can positively affect the people and the world around you. So that also opens your hands to healing and help others. If you're already a Reiki master or have worked with Reiki, your hands are already open for this. And the healer's rite will activate it so that it will become easy, where you just think Reiki to Abby and the Reiki goes to Abby without you having to go through a whole traditional ritual of asking angels and Reiki masters, and it just goes. It's an immediate thing, and this rite really opened my eyes the first time when I got this rite, because it just really made me the healer that I was meant to be. It also connects you to the earth keepers of the past, and they assist you in your personal healing, because a healer will heal anything that they heal themselves. So if you are healing something, once you have healed it, you can heal others with the same wounds, and the healer's rite will help. The second rite is called the Bands of Power, and it's 5 luminous belts that are woven around our energy fields in different parts of our chakras. And this is why I want you to understand chakras. They will protect you. They will be there set for life. So you only maintain it when you feel like there's a breakage in one of these bands of power that protect you, and you know that it's you need it because something is coming into your life that is not supposed, you don't feel it's supposed to be there, you don't feel it's right for you. So you know that something is up with your bands of power, and then you can maintain it, and I'll teach you how to do that. Very easily done. It is a beautiful rite. It protects you from head to toe, and you're bringing in the most beautiful energy of the universe, the loving power of the universe to protect you in each field. And you do that with my guidance. You will be doing that, and with a healing stone that I will ask you to have for this rite. And this is what they look like. We start with a black. We imagine black, and we imagine anything that's earthly black, like dirt, like oil. And we bring that around our lower chakras, which are the sacral and the root chakra. And I teach you how to do that. Then we bring in the red, which is water, the blood of the mother, the liquid. We bring that around the middle part of our body. And then we're going to be bringing in yellow, a yellow band, which is sunlight. And that protects us in our heart center. And then we bring in a blue band that protects our communication, how we express ourselves. And that brings in the air and the wind element to your elemental body. And then we bring in the white light, which of course connects us to divine power. So we finish then with the flowing rainbow of light that we bring to our entire body, and it protects us forever. It's a beautiful rite. I just wish everybody knew about this one. Then the third rite is the harmony rite. What you see here is a pie stone, and I'm going to talk about a pie stone later. I do want you to get one if you don't already have one, and I'll explain what that is. The harmony rite is we do a transmission of 7 archetypes into the chakras. It throws away any psychic sludge that you have built up in any of your chakras so that you can shine, so that your original light acquires that shine, that brightness. And it takes about 2 weeks for this rite to into your body. To your body. My cat just threw something down. Fourth rite, seer's rite. The seer's rite is practiced among many tribes all over the world. It is to open your third eye. It awakens you to perceive the invisible world of energy and spirit. We only see 1% of everything that's going on around us. The seer's rite helps you to start to see things if you want to, or feel things. Like in my case, I feel what's going on and rather than see, and I know things are happening without seeing them. Just felt that it was better for me. I prefer to not see. I prefer to feel and know. And I have no doubt when I know something is happening, I know it. And the seer's rite helped me to recognize that that's the path that I wanted, that I didn't really want to see spirits or didn't really want to see anything. I just wanted to know, and I wanted to feel, and I wanted to be part of that, but not see it. So you can choose to see it. And that is really up to you. And before the seers, right? You just ask the spiritual beings around you to help you to open your third eye in the manner that you feel is right for you. Then come the second level, the lineage rites. There's three: day keepers, wisdom keepers, and earth keepers. And this is medicine that comes from, but when I say medicine, I'm talking about healing energy, not medicine you take in your mouth, but healing energy. We call that medicine. And it comes from a lineage of people that came before us that will come to us in these rites and help us to bring that energy into our energy fields and our bodies. The first one is the Daykeeper's Rite, and it helps us to begin to heal your inner feminine divine. It helps us to understand the divinity of the female body. It also connects us to altars around the world, because the day keepers, the women that came before us from indigenous rites around the world, they were the ones that would clean the altars. They were the ones that would open the they would clean the passage, the paths for the men to come through to their tribe, to their space, to their community. So they were the sweepers. They were the cleaners of the altars to maintain everything sacred. And as day keepers, we become closer and closer to our altars, to our sacred space, and to our divine feminine. And then comes the wisdom keepers, right? The sixth right. The wisdom keepers helps us to heal our inner masculine. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us, no matter our gender. And our masculine is very straightforward and scheduled and has an agenda. And the masculine gets to be healed so that it doesn't hurt. The masculine gets to be healed because it needs to be strong and like a rock. And so the wisdom keepers are the ones that lived in mountains. And in this rite, I will ask you to think of a mountain on earth that you can connect to and recognize as an ally for you. And that mountain will be a rock and will remind you that you do have a masculine energy, a rock, and it'll help you to heal your masculine. And then comes the earth keepers, right? In this one, I do recommend that you learn about angels prior to the Earth Keepers rite. There's only 1 week between one rite and the other, between the 5th and the 7th. So I do recommend that you read about archangels, that you connect to an archangel, and to recognize the guardians of this galaxy, this planet. And you will connect to an archangel in this rite. You will connect to your birth angel. We all have angels that that are with us from birth to the end. And these birth angels, they don't need a name. They don't need you to call it by name. They just need you to acknowledge them. And in this rite, we do acknowledge them, and we do start to connect with them and ask them to help us and guide us. So that's what this rite is for. And then there are two more rites in the Munay-Ki, the rites to come. They're called the Star Keeper's Rite and the Creator's Rite. The Star Keeper's Rite anchors you to this day, and the change that was foretold in 2012 in the indigenous tribes was that our physical body would start to evolve into Homo luminous, but it anchors you so that you can be at that moment in Star Keeper's Rite, you can visualize how you want to live your life and how you want your body to feel to others when you present yourself physically in a room, in a place of work, in anywhere you go. It helps you to become anchored to being that person. And I'll explain more before the rite. And then comes the creator's rite. This is the last rite in the Munay-Ki, and it helps you to become a steward of all creation. From the smallest grain of sand to the largest galaxy of universe, you become part of it. You become, it's all unity. We're all together, we're all one, and you start to recognize that with this rite. I do recommend in this rite, and it's not mandatory, that you choose a tree that you can connect to as an ally for you, and have that tree be your friend, where you can go to and sit and talk to it and tell them your problems and cry with it and laugh with it and give them your celebratory wins so that it's your ally. You start to recognize that nature does hear. And these are the rites that were given by the Laika, which are the ancient teachers. And when you receive them, you start to notice that your etheric field changes, your life changes, and love is everywhere. This is just a little thing I found. Love the earth as you would love yourself. That's for the last rite. And then I want to tell you about the womb rite, which I'm giving freely as well. It is also a sacred ceremony, also from the Peruvian Andes, and it is also considered part of the Munay-Ki, although it's not one of the 9 rites. You can take this rite by itself. You do not have to have all 9 rites before taking this one. This is something you need to know. For the 9 rites to work for you, you have to take all of them. And for you to be able to give the womb rite, you have to take all 9 rites and take the 10th, the womb rite, to be able to give it to other people. But it's important that you are part of every rite in chronological order. You can't skip one and then go to the next one. It has to go that way so that the energy field continues to work and brighten up. In the womb rite, what we're doing is we are releasing trauma. When we have trauma in our childhood, or maybe we carry it from our ancestors, or we carry it from a past life, it is going to embed itself in the womb area, not just for women, men too. Men have a womb that is in the energy field, and it is placed in there. The traumas are placed in there. Anger, the resentment, the hurt, all of that is placed in that energy field in the womb. And what we do with the rite is we remove it. We remove it. And you start to feel more light. The lightness is beautiful. It's a beautiful rite. It is, I have only done it to women. Men can do it too. And I ask you to bring flowers for this, right? And it's a very it's connected to the feminine. It's very beautiful. And the origin is that Alberto Villoldo's wife got the download, and she connects with the lineage of women who have healed themselves from pain and from suffering, and they brought this healing of our womb to remind us that our womb is not for pain and suffering, to remind us that our womb are to create, not just to give birth to life, but to give birth to ideas, to give birth to projects, to be creative. And if we remove all that sludge, we can then become creative and recognize our power as women. So that's what that is about. So because we're disconnected to our womb, especially as women, we think the menstruation is, it's painful and, it's a nuisance. But instead of disconnecting to our body or from our body, we begin to recognize our strength, our power. We start to live in a cycle rather than living day to day. And we start to open to our intuition, our feminine intuition. So I'll tell you more about that right when we're getting near it. And so I wanted you to know real quick, 4 of the archetypes, there's 7, but the 4 main archetypes that I'll call on to assist us and to open sacred space are energies that are from the forest. And these energies, we all have them in some way or another in our lives. Although we might not recognize Mother Jaguar or Hummingbird or the Great Eagle as an energy that we live with, we do, because I'll explain. The Great Serpent brings in the power of shedding our skin, of removing what no longer serves us. The Great Serpent is also, here, I have it. It also brings in a link to creation. It's also the guardian of secrets, the keeper of hidden knowledge. So knowledge that of our ancestry and of our lives that we've kept secret, the serpent helps us to maintain it that way if we want to, or to bring it to light, or to shed it, to remove it, and if it no longer serves us. And that energy we bring in the south, and with it we bring in the energy of fire, because fire is transformative, just like the serpent is transformative, removes the what doesn't serve and brings in the good. So we bring in fire, the element of fire, in the south as well, and it protects our south space. Then we're going to go to Jaguar in the west, where we bring in water, the element of water. We bring in Mother Jaguar. Jaguar brings in courage. It brings us the Jaguar is it doesn't have an enemy in this world, in the forest. It is the only animal that does not have an actual enemy. It is fearless. And if we can bring in that energy to the West and then bring it into our system, it helps us to awaken our inner sight. It helps us to flow with life because there is no fear. And it's just bringing the Jaguar in the West, brings in the water, brings in the connection and the communication. So you'll understand more of that as you feel it in the circles. And then comes the north, where is the hummingbird. If you think about the hummingbird, where it stays in one spot, not very many animals can do that. Well, it is said that the hummingbird can be in two realms at the same time, the spiritual realm and earth at the same time, because it can do that. So the hummingbird brings in your ancestors, brings in ancestral knowledge, brings in perspective to expand our perceptions. But it is for you to understand there's possibility in your life. You are not limited. And the hummingbird brings that possibility. And with it, we're anchoring the earth, the element of earth, with hummingbird. And that is like an anchor for us in the north. And then we bring Great Eagle, and Great Eagle brings us clarity. He soars over the mountains. He sees everything. So you're able to start to see the world, your world that you have seen in a limited way. You start to see it with an open mind and how it can move other people, how it affects other people, the way that you speak, the way that you carry yourself, and it brings you visions. And the eagle, it protects our east. With the east, we bring in the breath of air. We bring air, the element of air. And air is knowledge and wisdom. So that is going to be in our west. We also bring in Pachamama in our below, who is the nature itself, Mother Nature. We ask her to protect our below. And then we call on the cosmic energies. We lift our hands up and we bring them to protect our above. And that completely protects us in a bubble so that before we do our Munay-Ki rites, we are completely protected. And then when we're done with the rite, we are going to do a fire ceremony. And we do that here in our own living rooms, our own bedrooms with a candle. And this fire ceremony with a candle brings in the warmth of the fire into the areas or the chakras that we worked with in the rite. So if in the rite I work with for example, the chakra of um, um, communication, and I work with love, with the heart, those two chakras would bring the warmth of the fire, and we would visualize the seeds that we put in there, because we call them seeds when we're putting the rites in, and they're only seeds. We have to warm them up with the fire to get them to open up and transform us. So it's not just put the seed and forget it. We get to work it, and it opens up our chakras, it opens up our energy, and the warmth of the fire will do that for us. So before when we finish the rite, before we close our circle, we do a fire ceremony. So you have to bring candle to the rite. Well, why? Why would you want to be initiated to Munay-Ki? Look, it's going to transform your life from scarcity to abundance, to grace and abundance. And it helps you to navigate all these spiritual changes that are going on right now. It helps you to create conscious, awake human beings that can help bring in new earth. So it's not just you, but your beingness, you being you, with these rites will also awaken others around you without you saying anything. Just your energy will wake them, will activate them, will make them more conscious. It will help anyone who works with spirit or with energy to develop their craft and practice on a deeper level. So if you're a healer already, it's going to help you in a deeper level in what you're doing. It helps you along your own personal healing journey and your transformation, and it helps to guard you from disease that is picked up vibrationally or energetically, and those bands of power protect you. What you need in class is a candle and a pie stone. And some people don't use a pie stone, they use a healing stone. But before on our first class, in the healer's rite in 2 weeks, I'm gonna ask you to clean its energy, and I'll show you how to do it, and to program its energy to what we're gonna be doing before we begin. So you bring a pie stone. If you don't have one, which you can get in the shaman's market online, you can also bring a healing stone that's special to you, although I do recommend a pie stone. So bring the candle and bring a pie stone. And what you get, we talked about what you get to experience as you receive it, that it does come from descendants of the Incas, and that it does give you a freer luminous field. So what it looks like when you do it right is, I'm going to create an elemental altar. I would recommend that you do it too, although it's not mandatory. And so I would create at least the directions in the, I have the candle in the middle because I use it for the fire ceremony, but I want you to put the candle and light it and put it in the southern part of your altar. And then for the western part, which is water, you just take a little bowl and put water in it and put it there. You can just tell the water that you are using it for a loving space, and that for it to be there part of your space. Then you can put crystals or stones or even a bowl of salt in the north part. And on the east part, you can put a feather, you can put a fan, you can put incense, anything that represents air. And then that way, when we're bringing in these energies, these energies are activated in your altar as well, in your own sacred space. So I recommend you do it. You don't have to, but it is part of the rite, and it will help to really bring in the attunement. Oh, I wanted to invite you to my classroom. I have a group chat that is free, a lot of classes that are free, and it's in school.com. And my classroom is Cosmic Connections. Come on board, because Cosmic Connections is growing. It's got a bunch of free classes, um, and we're connecting with people who are of our same mindset. So I invite you to go to that. If you want to further your shamanic studies, then Munay-Ki is not enough for you. There are two ways to further your studies with the shamanic tools and practices class that I give. One is with self-study. And that's done through the school, the Cosmic Connections. You can get it there. And it is $99 per month to be part of that. And there's a lot of other programs for $99, not just shamanic studies. There's a lot of other programs if you want to do it as a self-study. You do get a call with me every 4 weeks, but you'll be studying on your own. The other choice is if you want to wait till January, I'm going to be doing a live class. And that live class it's going to take a few months. It's going to be 8 months. And this 8 months, we're going to be meeting in live first week and third week of every month on Saturdays at 10 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. And you get a certification because you're going to learn how to do soul retrievals, how to do inner child work with people. You do have to have 3 people that will volunteer, and you have to record it and send it to me for feedback. And you also have to do self-feedback on it. So it's not just, learn. You have to do the work. You don't have this in the $99 class. You only have an understanding of what this is, but you don't get certified to do it. And guess what? You have an offer for the next 48 hours. You get a buddy to want to do it with you. And instead of $170 each, it's $170 for both of you. So it's half price. If you let me know within 48 hours that you want it, I'll put you in the waiting list and you can get that. We begin in January. My website, if you want to know more, is cosmicconnections.net. I do have a YouTube handle. It was removed on the second day because I put a video up telling people to not listen to things that are about fear and and separation, but to listen to things that are love and unity, and that was removed. And then I appealed it, and they gave it back to me. There's only 7 videos right now on YouTube, but I promise you, I'm going to be putting a lot of information in there, and it's free. And you can also come to my calendar in school.com/cosmic connections. You can see in my calendar what's up, what I'm doing, my events. I'm also keeping the events in my website in cosmicconnections.net. I'm keeping them there on the homepage so that you know what I'm doing, and if you want to be part of anything, and it'll tell you if it's free, it'll tell you if it costs anything. Most of the things that I'm doing now are free anyway. And that is that. So I'm ready now to hear your questions and answer them.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Marla.
You're welcome.
That was good.
And I'm recording this and it's gonna go on YouTube. Okay. Just making sure that, you know. Any questions? Who's ready? In 2 weeks. Bring more people. Tell them about it. I'll put the introduction in my YouTube.
Marley.
Huh?
I'm ready.
Yay!
I want to learn more from you. I love you.
I love you too.
Nice to meet you all.
Esther is my oldest friend.
You too, Esther. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, you know how they say family and friends don't usually recognize your power. They still see me as 3D, right? They don't know my 5D part. And so I'm super happy that Esther is open to being part of this, which is a huge part of my life. And it's a part that she hasn't
Thank you.
seen before. So I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for seeing me. Any questions? No? So in 2 weeks, I'll see you in the healer's rite. Bring a pie stone, bring a candle at least. If you don't have an altar, that's okay. But if you have an altar, it's even better. And I will start by opening sacred space. I then will tell you how to, we're going to clear and connect to that pie stone or that healing stone. It's really quick and it's beautiful. And it's done with your breath and with your connection to it. After that, we'll do the healer's rite, do the fire ceremony, close the circle, and it's done. And of course, I always will ask, is there anything you felt? Is there any downloads that you got? Did you see anything? Is there anything that I can support with? And I'm here for you. Okay, so nice to see you, Abby.
You
And
too. I'm
Ray.
so excited.
Oh, I'm so glad. Tasnova told you about it.
She did. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I need to do this now.
Awesome. I love her so much. She did my whole course. Raylene knows her, Tasnova.
Yes.
All right, my loves, you're off to a good start on a Saturday, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Keep in touch with the connections, with the cosmic connections, and look at my calendar. You're welcome to anything that I have there for free.
Marlu, I have a
Okay?
question. Are
Sure.
you putting anything like this on the Cosmic Connections on not YouTube, but like Instagram or Facebook, or not yet?
It's all in school, all of it. I'm just like working with school.
Okay, okay.
So you would have to like get into school.com/cosmic connections. It's all there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Bye.
Well, nice to meet everybody.
I think
Bye.
everybody left.
Okay. Love you, Mama. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.